Alright, everybody's asking about this. Let's get it out of the way. Remove that. There we go. Okay, we're gonna watch the Final Fantasy 16 trailer while my kids scream in the background. Alright, let's do this. I'm feeling a little tired, so my reactions may not be super great, but we'll see. In a world ruled by tyranny and turmoil, there are those who would fight to take back control of their fate. Very Final Fantasy start.
Who are we? What are the dominants? The power we wield, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us. That its immaculate aspect might reveal itself.
All the different... Ooh, dang, Titan. Looks a lot like the 15 Titan.
There's going to be another war, isn't there?
Yeah, against the Empire.
The delay brings us closer to disaster. We must move now.
Very good design there. Alright. Ooh, that looks slick. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's keep it PG.
And found a new order to see us unto tomorrow.
You know people are gonna start asking for those kinds of scenes in 14 now.
Take the field. Our dew will shake the island.
Wait, hang on.
Our dew.
It's the guy that died at the beginning of Shadowbringers.
Shake the island to its foundations.
So it's like he's got... Oh, they have like different Titan forms. Or Titan forms, different ooh, Bahamut! Nice. Maybe? Or just a dragon. Didn't look big enough for Bahamut. Dang, that looks so cool. Ooh, okay, they're all making... That's so sick.
Every citizen who falls, another can be bred. Every home
Yeah, it is Bahamut. There you go. There's the name. It confirmed it.
built. The Empire will
There's still gonna be somebody in chat. Oh, Empire. There we go. Called it. This is honestly such a cool
Awaken,
premise.
child of fate. Awaken, if free. If free.
Is that two Ifrits?
Awaken. If
Ifrit punches Ifrit. Interesting.
free.
Okay. All right, we got a pseudo date. Nice. This time next year, roughly. Very cool. Ifrit bleeds, you can kill it. I dig it. Yeah, so I don't know if it's because Yoshi P is friends with the people at Capcom or that he just respects their work. Because it doesn't seem like not every Square product comes out feeling this polished. Let's go to the combat here. This is great action combat design.
Delay brings us closer to disaster.
This is just probably the opening cinematic for the fight. Okay, so the slow motion isn't necessary, but it's kind of the same thing as the Oki Namikiri. Like why that's so satisfying and why Midari Setsugeka is so satisfying is because you've got these build-ups to the attack. So that's already really good. All the attacks have a realistic weight, even if they're acting like super anime, like, Drak, nobody in the real world would be able to do that. That's not what I'm talking about. Get your head out of your butt. I'm talking about if it looks like it, you can believe it by watching the animation. and the meatiness of all the hits when they make contact, or at least the significant hits when they make contact. That slowdown right there, Monster Hunter does it in a multiplayer setting by every time you hit a meaty part of the monster, it stops your weapon for a second. And it's such a subtle thing. A little bit of camera shake, a little bit of slowdown, and it just makes your heavy hits feel heavy. And I don't think enough people appreciate that. I don't think enough people give credit to the design team who make that happen and feel so wonderful. So already the combat looks like, one, very combo heavy in a way that 15 should have been. And yeah, very, very pleased with this. Let's turn this down. Air combos. Look at that. Look at that. We're going straight up Dante. So hang on. Let's look at the attack names real quick. So you've got Deadly Embrace. That is a Garuda move. So he's channeling. He's got 3. So, and then he just switched to Titan. And then, okay. And I really like this. I love stagger mechanics. It's what action combat needs. I really like what Lost Ark did. Because people are like, how will you have tanks, healers, and DPS if it's not tab target? Like, how is a tank gonna tank if there's no like auto attacks to take? And it's very easy. You have them have things that grab attention from any enemies, which isn't relevant here, but also things that are tankier can stagger much better. And you think you have like a lot more blunt with like shields or fists or whatever it is. Being able to mitigate damage that way is how you do it. And you can have your opinions about Lost Ark and whether it's good or bad and the monetization of it and all that. But its fight design, its action combat design as an MMO, I think is very good. And keeping this kind of stagger or break mechanic is a must for most, I would say, action combat games. It's one, really satisfying. 2, it gives you something to kind of work towards. It's a little bit of strategy. You see it a lot in things like Sekiro. Sekiro did a lot of that in its own way. So yeah, very, very good touch there. And then let's see here. That's going to be the thumbnail, by the way. This is how I envisioned Action Combat 16, Action Combat 14 to play. This would be the Dragoon's moveset. This is how I think about it. Yoshi P, your team, you've done it. You've done it. You're making this feel so good. And if you need it, take another year to polish this thing. I'm not going to speak for everybody, but for me, make sure that this releases good. And I know you want to. I know the team wants to. So please, do not feel bad for taking extra time. Make sure that this process is polished. And at some point, I want an interview to see, like, I need the masterclass in how to make a game like this. A lot of people need that. I hope we can have an interview at some point about it. But anyway, so this is a staggered. You got 1.2 multiplier. I don't know what that's from. It might just be from. Looks like we've got Odin here, then Shiva, then Ramu. Very, very cool stuff. Right now, it looks like we've only got 2 buttons here for the attacks. You're just spamming Gugnir. Man, that looks good. Ooh, man. So the Diamond Dust, then it's... Hang on. Dude, the swapping. This is how 15 should have played. This is why I was so disappointed with 15. People don't get it. Another Capcom thing. Devil May Cry, for over a decade, might even be closing in on 20 years now. I forget when the first one came out. Weapon swapping and combos on the fly. You have Noctis, this protagonist, who's got access to multiple weapons, and I don't know if you just had to wait to unlock combos to like go between them, but for the longest time, I just did not have any. I had to do a combo with one weapon out, then manually switch, then do another combo. They didn't work together like that. This, I mean, what a power fantasy. What a Final Fantasy. This. Oh man. I wouldn't be surprised if Capcom lent some people over. Just with how close Yoshi-P and Ryujimoto, I think, is the producer of Monster Hunter. Which I'm not going to go into Monster Hunter right now, but yeah.
If I take the field, our duel will shake the island to its foundations.
Lip syncing. I'm hoping that they do a little bit of lip syncing. I'm pretty sure they just put in the English voice acting with the Japanese gameplay. That's fine. I'm not going to actually critique that, but it would mean a lot if they spent some time polish on the lip syncing to make it match. It's a lot of work. Not necessary, but very obviously not at this point. But this is all so sick. Nations with their own icons. And why this person has all of them. Or, potentially, he somehow has a connection to everything, and he's going to be taking out all the other ones. Attack on Titan style. Like, just absorbing their energy. I asked them to quiet down. This is just how it goes. Whew, that damage. Ramu looks slick too, by the way. Gosh, she just looks vicious, man. Right, let's do 2. Is it just within that like 1 second? Yeah, that 1 second. Cut his arm off. Cut his dang arm off. If there are destructible parts, holy dude. I don't know what this implies. If this is just cinematic as a part of the story, or if you are actually whittling down their icon form.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen,
Zantensuken versus Mega Flare.
another can be bred.
Or,
For every home,
whatever his attack is, sorry. Sorry, Larry. Sorry.
empire will live on.
The Empire. So they showed most of who was each icon, at least for the first couple. Now we have to figure out what this means.
Awaken, child of fate. Awaken, if free.
What does that mean? Anywho, looks super sick. Looks crazy cool. Very hyped for it. My kids they didn't even watch it, and you can hear how hyped they are for it. Very exciting. We're in for a good time. We're in for a good time.